me is a 2013 BMW 320i. In this video we will be going over the exterior as well as the interior, some cool specs of the car, and some cool features as well. Okay, so we'll start with the front end. As you see, we have these very nice LED headlights that point into the middle of the recognizable BMW front grille. It gives it a really aggressive look from the front. These two kidney grills, they act actually as an air intake for this 4-cylinder turbo engine, and it really helps with the cooling of the car as well. The angles here act very nicely as aerodynamics. So all in all, very aggressive front end. Okay, so this is the side profile of the car. There really isn't too much to say about it, other than the fact that it is pretty gorgeous. That's an understatement for sure. As you can see, the front hood has a nice long scoop, which is normal in a sports car like this. Everything kind of sits back in the stance a little bit. As you can see, it just kind of sweeps over here. It gives it a really aggressive look from the side, but other than that, there's not too much to tell. Okay, so now we're on the rear of the car. Now, as this being the BMW 3 Series, the leading seller for BMW, this is probably the most recognizable rear end on a BMW that you will see. It's the LED lights coming into the middle look very nice. It's a very attractive car when you're following it in traffic, that's for sure. Now, this is the 320iXDrive, and the BMW doesn't let you forget that because you did pay a premium just for this badge and the all-wheel drive. So this badge right here reminds the person behind you that you didn't cheap out on the rear-wheel drive one. Then we'll move on to the trunk space here. It's got a very fancy opening system. And if you come and see here, you can see that you could definitely fit a bag of hockey equipment, a couple golf clubs, and a few other things as well. Other than that, on the rear of the car, all I'm forgetting about is the exhaust, and we'll show you clips of that right now. Okay, so welcome to the interior of the BMW 320iXDrive. We'll start by actually starting the car. So all you need to do for that is just have the key right here. You can put it wherever. Just put it right here, why not? Then you just put your foot on the brake, hit the start button, and you're good to go. Then the car will do a couple beeps to let you know that it's on, and you'll be on your way with your trip. Okay, so welcome to the BMW cockpit. We'll start with the steering wheel, like I said. And as you can see here on the left side, we have all your cruise control options. It makes for a very convenient ride, especially when you're doing that commute on the highway. Here you can go up, down, you can set, reset, and turn it on and off if you'd like. Then on the other side of the steering wheel, we have our volume controls as well as audio mode. And then this here goes through the channels. And then right below, we have our Bluetooth phone capability, which is extremely convenient. As for the center console, it's very luxurious, just like the rest of the car, especially for the price point you're paying for this car. As you can see here, we have this very famous shift knob that we've seen in most BMWs over the course of the past few years. Then over here, we control the infotainment system with this nozzle. And on that note, I will continue to show you the infotainment system. Okay, so now we're in the infotainment system, and I'll give you a quick rundown of this because this is where you'll be looking at most of the time when you're controlling the car. So to start, we have the CD and multimedia section. Realistically, you won't be using that too much unless you use the aux cord, which is just right here. Then you can use Bluetooth, which is why you probably won't be using that too much. And you probably won't use radio simply because of the fact that it has Bluetooth as well. Then we have the telephone, which is all connected through Bluetooth. And you can call all your friends on the road and not get a ticket for being on your phone. When you want to look for your friend, you can just go through contacts. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then we have the connected drive, which is pretty much just roadside assistance, customer relations, and, you know, those kinds of things. Then at the bottom, we just have vehicle information and settings, and that is just all for customizability that you can do when you buy this car. Okay, so the rest of the center console is responsible for the gear shift and this nozzle that we talked about for the infotainment system. As I said before, this is very famous in most of the new BMWs. A lot of them have this except for the M cars. So it's pretty easy to use. You just put this button and pull back to put it in drive. If you want to put it in reverse, you just go all the way up, back in neutral. Just a quick little thing. Then to put it in park, boom, you're all done. You can see the green P just lit up and you're in park. Now, this car does have a turbo 4-cylinder with 250 horsepower, so you might want to have some fun with this car. So you can put it in drive. Now you can see it's in drive. Slide it over here, and just like having paddle shifters, you can go up a gear, down a gear, and have some fun when you're trying to pass someone on the highway. One more really nice touch I like about this car is how you can control all 4 windows right here. Now I know this is nothing new, my Civic has this as well. However, what's nice is all you have to do is just press once, and they all go down without holding them down. This is a bit of a first world problem, but it's nice to have. Okay, so here are the seat controls. As you can see, we can go forward, backwards, up, down. This here can go forward and backwards. And then we have 2 memory seatings. So this is a really nice touch for the BMW. Okay, so now with all that being said, there are a few disappointments I have with this car. One being that it doesn't have paddle shifters. In most of these cars, it does come with paddle shifters. You'll notice in its competitor, the Mercedes CLA 250, it has paddle shifters, as well as the same kind of spec'd out Audi A3. Another disappointment I have is that there's no rear view camera here on the center console. It just has sensors. Sensors are better than nothing, but if it's competing with the Audi A3 and the Mercedes CLA 250, it's got to have a rear view camera. All in all, this interior is very nicely designed. With all the nice wood and leather, it looks very nice. This is definitely a car I would recommend if you're looking for a nice interior, and it really makes for a very enjoyable commute. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about numbers on this beautiful 2013 BMW 320iXDrive. So the car brand new will run you about 35 grand, although now that it's 2013, depreciation has taken its toll and you can get it between $19,000 and about $30,000 depending on kilometers and condition. So as for the engine, it is a BMW's 4-cylinder engine with turbo, so that puts out 240 horsepower with 255 pound-feet of torque. With that power, it brings it from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 60 miles an hour in 7.1 seconds. Overall, this is a great option for a car to buy. The next step up would be a 328i. The difference in power is up to you, but the difference in price is about 4 to 5 grand. So I'll leave that decision for you to make. Overall, this is a fantastic car to consider when you're looking for a new vehicle. It's no doubt that its main competitors is the Audi A3 and the Mercedes CLA 250, maybe a Cadillac ATS. But this is definitely a great choice amongst those 4 cars. Anyways, in conclusion, I hope this video was very informative, and if you do have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe.